Hello everyone, welcome to PhoneUX. So today I want to cover the ZTE Blade A51, and this is definitely a budget phone. It's about as low as it gets in terms of the price. So I was able to buy this one for just over $100, and so just I guess that's something to keep in mind as I go through the phone. So to start off with the outside is the back plate is plastic, and it is I would say is one of the higher quality plastic back plates I have felt, especially for this price range. I'm comparing this to the Nokia and TCL that I used on a previous video, and this one just feels a million times better in the hands over the other two phones. So it does have a nice feel. It doesn't feel cheap, which is surprising for this price range. It does have a fingerprint sensor in the back, and although it's not the most accurate sensor that I've used, it does work. It does the job. It also has two cameras in the back, macro and main camera. And one thing with any phone in this price range is that the pictures are not gonna come out all that great. So yeah, this one's missing colors. The resolution is okay, but the graininess comes out pretty quickly. So if it's not lit up perfectly, you will already start seeing some graininess. And then any night photos, forget it. It's gonna have a lot of graininess to it. So yeah, so the camera is a basic camera and can be used to share some information visually via text message or something. But other than that, it's not gonna be a good camera for taking nice pictures. And also, as you can see on the back plate, it does have a nice design to it, which kind of adds to the look of the phone. I think it's a very nice looking phone, especially for the $100 price range. And then as we go to the front, you still have the front facing camera. The screen is alright. It's okay in quality. It's the same quality screen as you would get in any other phone in this price range. It has 720p LCD. So it's not OLED, so it's not gonna have that really wide angle of viewing angle. But I mean, it works. And sometimes it might feel like it's not bright enough, so you just raise the brightness to your liking, and it'll be just fine. Not great if you're gonna be using it a lot in the outdoors in the sun, but I mean, it gets the job done. So I think any phone in this price range, the main thing is that it is there just to get the job done. It's not gonna give you any nice or extravagant features. Before we get to the software and the UIs, this phone does come with a phone jack. It is blended in very nicely. Doesn't really stand out much, which is nice. And also, one thing that I did notice this one over a lot of the other ones in this price range is that it actually has USB-C. So that is a nice plus. I have noticed that a lot of the phones in this price range are still using micro USB. So it's good to have that, because that's micro USB is not going to be used as often as USB-C. USB-C is definitely the future compared to micro USB. And so it's nice that this one has that, and which shares the same connection as many other electronic devices. As we get to the inside, I'll show you how the sensor. Just put my finger on the sensor, and it does work. It's all right. But and then it opens up to Android Go, which is the light version of Android, which has specific apps, the light apps, which are intended for this OS. And basically what that does is just takes advantage of whatever resources the phone has, because these phones don't have that many resources to begin with. So the Android Go was just made just to take advantage of that. And so I would say it's actually it works pretty well for the basic tasks. Obviously, anything that requires any sort of intense resources, like a good amount of CPU or a lot of RAM, is not going to run all that great. But to get the job done, is definitely all right. If anyone's looking to get into a phone in this price range, I would say this is actually a good option. Watching videos, I haven't had any issues with it on YouTube or Facebook videos or anything. Scrolling, web browsing, it's all been working perfectly fine. it's just nothing exciting about the phone. Just the fact that it's $100 and it actually looks pretty decent. One thing that I would mention is that in this price range, you can still find phones that you are able to remove the battery and replace the battery without having to take it to a technician. This one is not one of those phones. This one is actually sealed in there, so if you're not savvy with taking apart phones, this is one of those phones that if you did have to replace the battery, you would have to take it to a technician. However, in this type of situation, it's $100. At that point, you're probably just better off just getting a whole new phone if your battery goes bad anyway. I would say this phone actually takes advantage of the resources it has. This phone performed the best compared to the other phones I bought in this price range. It behaves nicely. It runs smoothly. I haven't had it really choke on any sort of activity. And it's just, I would say in this price range, it seems like a really good option if you're looking to get a phone for $100. Another thing to note is that it does not have 5G. This is a 4G phone only, so you would not get those 5G speeds. And if that's something that you're really intent on getting, you're gonna have to spend a little more. Not too many phones in this price range are gonna have 5G. But I would say overall, like, especially if you're looking for a backup phone or if you need a second phone for anything that's not, if you're not going to use it for social media, games or anything, and you need a second phone, this is actually a decent option for $100. You're going to be able to do all the tasks you need. The only issues I really had were trying to use Teams and Outlook, because I did try to use it for work, and it did not want to work with Teams and Outlook. It might have been because it was a full versions, and that's a bit intense for this phone. But besides that, I haven't had any other issues. Of course, Outlook has Outlook Lite, which would work better for this phone. Not the full Outlook. And yeah, whenever possible with these phones, always use the Lite version. So that's about it. I definitely think it's a decent phone for $100. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please leave a like and comment. And as always, see you on the next one.